Hello, hello, hello. I'm so happy to be here finally tonight. After canceling last week, we actually get to do this thing, and I'm super, super excited for it. And I'm just going to wait a few minutes for people to hop on here, and then we will go forward with the course. So, I hope everybody is having a good week so far. I know that it's early in the week, but it's been a long week already for me. So, with that being said, I would love to welcome you to Life Without Labels. And just so you know, if you see me glancing away over here, I have some family issues going on. That's why we're starting a little bit late, but I have some family issues going on. I had a phone call right before this, and I didn't get a chance to print my notes, and I need my notes because it's long and it's a lot of information, but hopefully it will help you. So if you see me looking away, I'm looking at the notes on my computer behind you, I guess. But so with that being said, I'm going to wait just a few minutes. Hopefully I can see comments as you have them. And I kind of wish I would have done this as a Zoom so we could interact a little bit better, because Facebook's been kind of funky with the comments lately. And I was going to do a Zoom live and do that here, but that didn't happen because of the phone call that I had. So with that being said, I'm just going to hop right into it. Hope others hop on or can catch the replay. If you're catching this on the replay, I just ask you that you put hashtag replay so I can find it, or hashtag Life Without Labels, because I can find it there too. So that workshop that we're going to be doing is part of a full course, or a full service, I should say. I guess the course is I have coming up that I don't think any of you even really know about yet is, hi Megan, I have SimplyLife Academy, and this course is in there, but this is just a little condensed version, cut down a little bit to let you see what the course may be about. So I'm going to start, and I have a few things highlighted just so I can remember that we really need to talk about those things. So the first thing that I think that you may have saw it on a post on Facebook was, can you remember who you were before someone told you who you were? And that's a quote by Charles Bukowski. Sorry, I shouldn't have butchered that. But I've seen it like a whole bunch of times on Facebook. I've always liked it. I've always loved it. And that quote is what sparked the whole course, the whole learning platform that's in SimplyLife Academy. And it sparked this workshop. I was like, people need to know this stuff. This is like... you just see those memes on Facebook and you're scrolling by and you like it or you love it, but do you ever really let some of those sink in? Do you ever let them affect you? Do you let them really sit with you? Like, that just did. I don't know if you've ever had that experience, but that just hit me. I was like, people have told me who I am all my life, and I think I've lived my life by those labels. And I was like, that's crazy. Why do they know who I am? Why do they know who I am better than I know who I am? And like, we come into this world with a clean slate. There's nothing. Well, kind of really, we're labeled even before we're born, because you're like the first baby, the second baby, the third baby. Like, we have those, or this was my difficult pregnancy baby. Like, we all have those labels. And some labels, don't get me wrong, I guess I shouldn't have labeled it Life Without Labels, because they're not all bad. We just need to know how to pick and choose the right labels. But when we come with those labels, we're coming here with no expectations. Like, we don't know that we're labeled that. We don't know that labels are bad. We're tiny babies. We don't understand that. But we come, so basically that's why I said a clean slate. So we don't have anything in our mind yet. We haven't been taught anything, called anything. We don't know that we're labeled. We don't know what labels are. So through no fault of our own, through life, we start to take on those labels. Like, our little brains are sponges, and we absorb all of this stuff. Like, we just take it all in, and like a sponge has all those little holes, the nitty gritty little holes, like all these labels, all those things that people tell us what we are, that's like soaked into all those little things. And like, a sponge sooner or later gets dirty. Like, it's too full. Like, you have to clean it somehow. So throughout our lives, we're continually pasted with labels. Like, we're going to go to preschool, or we're going to be a kindergartner, or we're a senior this year, or even after that, we're an employee, we're a manager, we're first shift, we're second shift, whatever. We are some kind of label, like, all of our lives. And like I said, some of those labels are okay. It's all right to be those labels. But some of the amazing labels that we don't really let sink in, that we don't hang on to. Hi guys, thanks for stopping by. We're just getting started, so there's some good stuff coming. But we hang on, like, we're a mother, we're a father. Those are amazing labels. Those are the labels we want to hang on to. But somehow we seem to get stuck in a rut. Like, we get those little nitty gritty into the sponge things, like, you're not good enough, you can't do that right. I mean, there's always some kind of label. But we can not keep those attached to us. We don't have to take on those labels. We do. We live. We learn. We just do the things that we know how to do, because that's what we're taught to do. We don't have to keep living with those labels, though. We can live in this now moment. We don't have to keep hanging on to the past. It doesn't have to be who somebody said we are. We are. We can choose our reality. We can choose to create our reality. We can move forward. We can go past those labels. We can't stick to the past. You can't always live in the past. You're going to miss these now moments if you're always living in the past. Like, right now, we have our now moments, but if we're busy living in the past or busy living in the future, we're missing these now moments. And sometimes these now moments have really, really special things in them that we shouldn't be missing. And I know everybody always says, work on your inner child and figure things out, figure life out, go deep, dive within yourself. You hear that all the time, and I get it. I understand it. That needs to happen. You do need to touch on things that happen in your life and the things that got you to where you are. And sometimes they're not pleasant things to touch on. Sometimes we need to remember, though, that we can't sit there and we can't dwell in that. That truly is the past. This is the now moment. We can't live in that past state. It's not healthy for us. It's not good for us. That's not a way to live our life, to be happy. We need to choose to be happy. But every single now moment that comes is so fleeting. It's like already a past moment, and it's already it has already been a future moment. So Like on that timeline, we need to live the best life that we know how. We need to live from our own hearts, from our own truth, standing in our own truth. And we're always thinking about those things like the labels, like we overthink those labels. What if you were really thinking of something that doesn't even matter, like a light bulb or your middle name or what color the curtains were in the restaurant you ate in or something like that? You can't fix those things. You can't worry about those. Those are past. Those are past experiences. You can't, there's nothing there to fix because that's all past things. I mean, we put a light bulb in and we forget about it until it burns out. How come people can put a label on us and we can't forget about it until we need to deal with something? Or we need to change those labels for the future. We can't keep going on like that. And I'm not saying that you need to push them down or push them away or to get rid of them, but you cannot use them as an excuse. You can't always say, I didn't know how to do that because nobody taught me. Well, learn. Maybe nobody taught you, but, or you can't say, I'm not good enough because so-and-so said I can't do that, or I don't know how to do that because I'm too dumb. I'm not enough. I hate even saying those words. Those are dumb words. I don't even like saying them. But we need to know the truth and stand in our truth and shed those labels so our future self has a fighting chance. Like this moment needs a fighting chance. Do we have the right to keep saying, well, I don't know how to do that because my parents taught me to do this, or my parents taught me to do that, or my parents told me this, or my parents told me that? Do we really 100% have an excuse? Can we use that for an excuse? No. We shouldn't be using it for an excuse, but a lot of people do, and a lot of people do it not as an excuse to get out of something or not to be held responsible for something, but they're using it for an excuse to themselves because they don't know any better. That's what they were labeled. That's what they do. That's how they do it because that's what they were taught. So in the future, we go to the future and we always think, we need more money. We're working for money. We're working for, striving for a beautiful family life. We want the new house, the new car, but we can't do that because we're poor. Money doesn't grow on trees. That's a lie. That's a lie. Someone told you you can do that. You can choose to do that. That's totally up to you. But there are so many influences on us, so many labels from the very beginning, that it's hard to shake those labels. It's easier to just leave them and live in those labels, to live in that truth, because that's a safety net. It's our shell that we put around us. Whoever was teaching those label things to us are people that don't really know any better, because that's probably what they were taught, and that's probably what the people that taught them like 3 or 4 generations back. That's just how things were done. That's just how our family is. That's just how life is. But it doesn't have to be like that. We do have a choice to change that. And what do you do in this now moment, in this reality? You can strive to find the truth, to know better, to do better, to be better. You can pass on knowledge that you've gotten labeled onto your family or the people that you influence, and probably make them end up feeling the same way that you feel about it. Like, resign to the fact that this is your life. This is just what somebody said I was. This is what somebody limited me to. So this is how it is, and we pass that on to our kids, and they pass that on to their kids. That's how it keeps going down for generations and generations, and that's not fair. That's not fair to put that label and that expectation or that excuse on everybody else. Like, Jesus, sorry, there was a message that came across there. But you don't have to feel stuck in those labels. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to live there. I understand once we have those labels, they are holding together the wall that we build around us. We all build a wall around us. And maybe some of us were lucky enough to be labeled an amazing child. You're so awesome. You're so amazing. I love you so much. Maybe you grew up in a house like that, and you're pretty blessed if you did. I feel like I grew up in an amazing home. I had loving parents and everything, but for some reason, the things that stuck with me were, I'll hug you later when you're not muddy. You could have sang louder in that school program. Just those things, when your words really matter. Like, those are fleeting moments in life, but somehow I dwell on those past moments into my future life. And people that do that tend to have anxiety, depression. Those labels like are holding that wall so tight that we can't even break out of it anymore. We don't know what to do. We stay in that safe spot, that safety zone. We just like have a death grip on it, like it's our safety. It's what we know. It's what we do. It's how we think. It's how we feel, because that's the way it's always been. That's what we were told to do. So that's what we do. And that puts us like way into a lack mentality. That is like, doesn't leave us any room to strive to be better, to want more things or wish for more things or go after more things. You have to break down that wall and figure out how to break down that wall. And it's not easy. And I will never, ever say that it's easy. That is like one of the hardest things you can do, is break out of this pattern of the labels in your life. But you have to learn to step outside of the box and be very creative in how you live your life, because you don't want people to see those labels, or you don't want people to see the hurt, or it's easy to get lost in those labels. It's easy to become a victim of those labels, because we really limit ourselves on everything that we do in every area of our life. And I need to answer this, just 1 second. Sorry about that. I am so sorry about that. Like, I thought about postponing again, and I didn't want to do that because I postponed from last week. But I do have a family situation going on, so I just needed to answer that message really quick. But hopefully we can get through this and everything will be okay. And if you're watching this, if you could just keep my family member that is the situation, keep them in your prayers, that would be amazing. But anyway, I'll get back to this. Sorry about that. Okay, I will so venture to guess that all of you, everyone, has some self-imposed thoughts that are based on labels, that you're living with some kind of label that someone has given you along the way. It may not be bad labels. It may not be, I don't know how to put this. I feel funny saying negative things even, because I've come so far in trying to get those things wrong or right, I'm trying to get them right, that it feels wrong to say them. Sorry about that. But we can we use our labels to become safe. We keep them close to us. It's safer to say that it's somebody else's fault. it isn't anybody else's fault. We're hanging on to those labels. We're keeping those labels close to us. We're pasting our heart full of labels. And life requires really a lot of courage to move forward, and absolutely know that you are not those labels, that we are not what somebody told us we were. And in today's society, it seems like we're definitely label driven, that we, oh goodness, somebody's trying to get into the group. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Somebody wanted in. They were in the wrong group. But I forgot where we were. Okay. Let me regroup here. I'm so sorry. And this is a live, so that's how it goes. And I think that I have somebody else to take care of the messages while that family issue is going on. But, okay. Life requires us to have great courage. I know I said that part, but you have to have great courage in yourself. You have to know that you are worth more. You have to bring yourself to a higher level. But in today's label-driven society, we want to be labeled. We want the labels like, you're the rich family, that you're the one that owns that beautiful car, you're the one that, you know, whatever. And they're usually labels like that is going to boost someone's self-esteem, that's going to boost someone's ego. And it's fine to have labels, but we cannot live in the negative labels. We are enough. We are loved. We are worthy of all the good things in life. We are worthy of miracles in our life. That's our birthright. We were brought here to have things, know things, be things. And it's okay to go after them. It's okay to strive for those things. So you really, really need to know that you can tap into that potential. You don't have to stay in that label. You don't have to be who somebody told you were. Just imagine that if you wrote down the statement, I am. And people have you do this all the time, like, I am beautiful, I am amazing, I am, like, positive affirmations. Somebody's trying to tell you to write down positive affirmations, put them on your mirror, and say them every day, and you'll magically be all better. Well, that helps. A positive attitude helps. But what we really need to do, I think, and I've done this, and this is how I got to the point of past the victim mentality that I had, like I was not good enough, I was not a million different things. I wasn't fast enough, I wasn't pretty enough, I wasn't smart enough. There were so many things that just because somebody said one thing to me or somebody said something to me over and over, I believed I was that thing. So what I really would love to have you all do at some point, I mean, we're not obviously giving you homework because this isn't the class, it's just a workshop, but I would really love for you guys to do this and maybe post in the group what you found out or what you thought. This group really is a safe place for you to do anything. It's private. People have to be approved to get in, and I am very careful about who comes in. I want it to be a safe space. I want it to be okay for everybody to say whatever they want to say, post what they need to post, be who they are, be themselves in this group, where there's amazing people that you can find to mentor you in this group, or that you can follow, or that you could find inspiration from. But that was a little sidetrack, sorry, but what I really want you to do is take a piece of paper, I did this, write down I am. Write down everything that you truly 100% believe that you are. Even if it is, I am stupid, I am ugly, I am fat, I am not worth the time of day for some people. Whatever it is, I want you to write down what you really, really know as your truth right now of what you are. I am, and write your reality. Really write it down. What would that list look like? Is it going to be a pretty list? Probably not. It's not, because we tend to remember those negative things. It's really not going to be a pretty list. But be super honest with yourself, because this is the only way that the steps that I'm going to tell you about later is going to help you, like to move away from the past, that you're not going to be stuck with those labels all of your life. My labels sucked. I was always told there isn't enough money. They're in only one cookie. Save some for your siblings. Could have sung louder. A million different things. Those are dumb things, but you hang on to them and you carry them over into other parts of your life, like only one cookie. So the first thing I did when I moved out on my own was ate a whole frickin' package of cookies. That didn't help me. So who am I really hurting? How by keeping those labels, is it hurting anybody else? No, they don't care. They already taught me those labels. They already gave me those labels. They don't really care. But somewhere down the road, they might question, why does she act like that? Or why is she like that? Or why does she do that? They don't even understand. They don't really even know or can't comprehend. They taught us that. Just by one little thing. Your words are so powerful. And especially to kids, your words are so powerful to kids. And so after you write these things down, I want you to write the list the same, but write the I am statement of the opposite of what that is. What is the list you wrote down? I'm stupid. Write down I am smart. Do that and really take a look at it. How can you take an action to bring you to the positive I am labels? I'm not going to tell you, say 100 times every morning, and 2 months from now you're going to be positive. I'm not going to tell you any of that. I'm so tired of everything I see, like not keeping it real. Life is different. Life is hard, and we want to hear the right answers. We want to hear how to manifest every wish, want, whim into our reality. We want to know that. We want to practice that, because that's going to bring us such amazing outcomes. We're going to have the new home, the new car. We're going to have the perfect job, and our family will be amazing. And that's not true. It's amazing to manifest those material things, but what you really, really need to work on first is choosing happiness. You have to be happy. You have to, honestly, what you think about is going to come right back to you. That is one part of manifestation that is true. If you focus on the I can't and I am stupid comments, or I am not enough, if you think about that, spend your whole now moments focusing on those past labels, those past things, that's what you're going to keep bringing to your future. And it's amazing to do some manifestation techniques and bring those things to reality. They do work, but you need to choose to be happy. You have to be in a good state of mind. You need to be in I don't want to say a perfect state of mind. Nobody's ever in a perfect state of mind. There's always hard things. Like tonight, I didn't plan on this going like this. Nothing leading up to this today was perfect. Nothing leading up to this was right. So at this very moment, because it's not going the way I was planning it, I could have canceled it and not done it. I could have yet again said, I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb. I didn't get this done. I can't believe how stupid that was. I could do that and I could beat myself up, or I could say, it is what it is. And I'm going to go with the flow. And I know people hate that term, and I kind of hate it too. It is what it is. But what I'm really doing when I say that is embracing the fact that I can go with the flow. I can bob and weave or whatever I need to do to make it okay in my world. So I started 10 minutes late, but I helped somebody feel better. So I didn't get to record it live on Zoom to share it someplace else. That's okay. I'll just do it again. Maybe it'll be a good talk that time. Maybe it won't. I don't know. There are reasons. There are reasons everything happened, and it's okay. But while we're in the present trying to figure out the past, and we're trying to figure out the future, we are wasting so much of our precious time. We spend all this time asking, what if I would have been from a rich family? What if my mom would have said this to me? What if my dad would have said this to me? Like, you can't change that. You can't go back to that. And all of your what ifs, I can probably guarantee you that 99% of the time aren't going to make you feel good physically or emotionally. And there are big ramifications to that. Like, you can't have that mindset and that mentality and feel good in your emotional or physical body. Sorry about that. And we are absolutely creating things that we are going to pass on to generations to come. And that's why I'm asking you to just try and see the possibility of creating a whole different life by choosing new labels. Because obviously it is a label-driven society. We're always going to have labels. There's no way around that. But we can choose what labels we do have. We have tools. Like, I know everybody always says you already have the tools within you to do that. Everybody says that, and everybody told me that, and I'm like, if I have the freaking tools inside of me, wouldn't I have used them by now? I don't know what those tools are. That's just the thing. You need somebody to help you know what those tools are. Go to someone that you trust. Go to workshops, or ask people, like, why are you so happy all the time? How did you get that happy? Why do you always think so positively? Ask them. They'll tell you. People like to talk about themselves. They'll tell you. So first you need to recognize that you have those labels, that you have past things going on. And then you have to want to change. That's always the hardest part. Sometimes we don't really recognize that we even have those labels. We're just happy living our miserable low life because that's what we do. But we have to come to the realization that we can peel off those labels. They don't have to stay there. You might need some Goo Gone or something to take the residue off, but there's always going to be bits and pieces of the label. That's shaped your personality. That's who you are. That's what you've known. So obviously it has shaped you into the person that you are, but we can strive to become something better. We can be something better. And sometimes our past has really, really hard things to look at that we don't want to see. I know that when I started this journey, there were awful things that I didn't want to touch on, that I am still working through. But I can't stay there and live in that past. I can't. That gave me a victim mentality. And I don't want to be a victim of anything. I don't want to be a victim of labels that somebody put on me. I don't want to be a victim of the men that hurt me. I don't want to be a victim of the robbers that traumatized me. I don't want to be a victim of any kind. I want to overcome those things that everybody tells me I can't. It just happened. It's in the past. Just push it down, throw it away, whatever you need to do. Just forget it and move on. No, that doesn't work. You can touch on it. You need to touch on it. You need to stand in that truth for a moment and feel it and be there, be in that moment. And when we do that, we're healing. We are touching on it, knowing that we can move forward from it. We can choose better. We can do better. Pushing it down and staying there and getting mad and angry about a label that somebody put on us is only going to leave us stuck and blocked in every area of our lives. But holding on to these labels, it truly is only hurting ourselves. And I always think, I heard this first on Joyce Meyer's, and I'm sure it came from somewhere else. I don't know, or a lot of people say it. But it really, one thing that really triggered like a wake up to me, like, let's fix this. Let's fix this label thing. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Let me think about that. Let me really let that marinate for a while. But that's so true. We continue to have those self-sabotaging labels. We keep repasting those labels, like we tape them back on if they start to peel up. Or why are we doing that? Who is that really hurting? Like, we're pasting those labels on and expecting somebody else to die. Not literally, but expecting someone else to care that we're living our lives that way, or that it matters. You can't keep drinking that same poison over and over, because it's going to kill you. It's going to kill your hopes, your dreams, your wants, your wishes, your happy family, your car that you want, your home that you want. It's going to kill your every hope and dream if you keep taking in that poison and harboring those old labels, that resentment, that hurt, that anger. Those things, like, our history becomes our story. It really does. Like, our labels, everything that people labeled us, like, our history is really our story. What do we write about when we write about our story? Or what do we tell people about our story? We always mention the bad things that happened to us in the past. And it doesn't have to be a negative part of our story. It can lead us to create different responses or conditions that we can get out of. Like, we've created this story now out of these labels. We've created survival mode for us. We've created a suit of armor, so to speak. Like, we've built this bubble around us and built this wall up so high that we can live in our tiny little non-judgmental world and feel sorry for ourselves, to put it bluntly. I mean, or we can knock that wall down and change it. But when we keep ourselves in that survival mode, it's kind of like that external judgment keeps coming to you. It's like arrows, like somebody's shooting arrows at you. Every time you try to do something different, something better, something good, somebody shoots an arrow at you that says, you're too stupid to do that. So there's our shield. Let's put our shield up so that arrow doesn't hit us. And then, we try to move forward and do something else, and somebody shoots that arrow at us. You're not good enough to do that. Quit that. You're not good enough. It's just like all these arrows are coming at us, but we keep ourselves so blocked in that safe little space that we now become that same external critic. Like, we are shooting our arrows at people. We don't mean to. We just do, because that's how we are. That's what we do. Like, how many times have you caught your kids doing something you say, knock it off, you know better than that? Do they really know better? Did you tell them? Did you teach them differently? Like, we shoot our arrows at other people so it makes us feel better, because really it comes right down to like misery loves company, I guess. I mean, and we don't know better because that's how we were taught. That's what we do, so that's what they should do. And that's what we're passing on to our children. And you don't even understand how many lives you touch in a day, and especially in this day and age of all the electronic stuff and Facebook Lives and the videos and the YouTube videos that the little kids are watching on their tablets. You don't understand how impressionable anybody you come across is. You don't even know, what if you are beating up that one person that you love the most? Or what if you were beating up that one person that had the most freaking awful day, and you could have smiled and you could have said something positive and you didn't do it? And it's not through any fault of your own. It's because what you were taught. It's because of your labels that you don't know how to get rid of. We get blocked by our labels, like our energy is blocked by those labels, and then we start to build that void. Like, we kind of just shut up and back off because we don't want, maybe recognize that we're hurting someone else, or we wanted better for our kids. I always said I was going to do better. I wasn't going to do the same thing to my kids that somebody did to me, and I was going to protect my child from every hard thing that ever happened to me. I'm not going to let that happen to my kids. That's not real. But I mean, you try your best as a parent. You can do only so much. And obviously we do want better for our kids than we ever had. But when we don't know how to move past our own label and get out of our own past, we can't give them the future that they deserve. So I'm going to give you like a few things that can help you out in here. Like I said, we could go more in depth in the course, in the Simply Life Academy, and in the Soul's Journey, or Soul's Foundation Journey, where we build the foundation for you to build a spiritual knowing or a better, safer life for you, for your family. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. I didn't even mean to get into that. But we have 3 bodies. We have our physical body, our emotional body, and our mental body. So when we start to grow that survival mode, that suit of armor that's keeping us safe, it affects like our mental body, and we're all made up of energy and vibration and whatever. So when you get that vibration in your mental body, it goes to your emotional body, through your physical body. All the bodies are connected. So when you have that block and that mental mindset, you can have emotional, like depression, anxiety, lack of self-love, self-worthlessness. I don't even know if that's a word, but it is now. And that can go to your physical body as well. It can cause all kinds of aches and pains, and we can definitely sure make ourselves old quick by focusing and staying stuck in that mental place, in that blockage. But you can actually train your brain to get out of that space, which in turn, if you raise that vibration in your mental space, you are also raising your vibration in your emotional space and your physical space. It's amazing what a mindset can do to make your bodies feel better. And I'm just going to touch on these lightly. I know it's kind of long, but it is a workshop, not just a live. So it is a workshop. And in the group, I will have, because of how everything went today, I didn't get the last 2 pages finished, but I do have a PDF for you and a journal that will go with this, that I will post in the group for you to print off or to use, to look back on, make notes on. or throw in your fireplace. I don't know. Don't print it to throw it in your fireplace, though. Never mind. But this is going to just touch on some simple ways to bring about some change in your mental body. We want to touch on that first, like learning to meditate. I know everybody says meditate, and it doesn't really necessarily even mean that you have to sit cross-legged on the floor and hold your palms up and whatever you can, and that is amazing, but a lot of people don't even know how to meditate or how to go there, which that's a whole nother course thing, workshop thing too. But you can actually, if you just close your eyes and breathe and focus on your breath, that's meditation. Like some soft music, some I don't know, just quiet moments, like sitting by a river and listening to the water, listen to the trees, enjoy a thunderstorm, look out the window. But all of those things can be meditation. When you quiet your mind with any way, shape, or form, that's a form of meditation. And it will bring you so much calm into your other bodies too. Like when you can calm your mind, your emotional mind steps back too, and it's like, okay, I'm safe, I can breathe. And your physical body gets relaxed, so your muscles like aren't all tensed up, and everything just is so much better if you can take those quiet moments. And actually another workshop coming on that, like self-love versus self-care, which meditation is part of that too. But make personal development a priority for you. Identify those labels, write the things out that like pros and cons, like, or if you need to write something out, all the negative things that you want to let go of, write those out, burn those up, and they're gone. Like, say goodbye to them. But you need to set yourself on some type of spiritual path. I don't mean that as a religion, or I don't even mean that as taking courses or becoming like a Dalai Lama. You can't, I mean, that's amazing. Spiritual journeys are absolutely amazing, but a spiritual journey is just that, your own. It's your own journey. It's your life's journey. It's what works for you in your life. And you need to know how to grow that, embrace that, and bring that change into your life. I'm doing a lot of cliche things. Be the change that you want to see. But that is really true. But you can start to retrain your brain by doing 3 positive things a day. 3 things that are going to make a positive effect on you or on someone in your life. Just focus on 3 things a day. If you mess up, that's okay. Just go back. Just start over. You don't have to continue in that space. Like, when I started doing this, one of my positive things was to never say anything bad about myself. I failed at that probably 10 times in one day. So until I got it right, I made that one of my 3 things every single day. It's okay, we all have bad days and we beat ourselves up for one reason or another, and it's okay to have bad days. It's okay to touch on those hard things and to feel those and to stay with those in the moment, but not to live there. Don't stay there. Don't waste all of your now moments, because trust me, the older you get, the bigger those moments are. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Quit it. I'm such a crier. Okay, this next thing that I'm going to ask you to do, that people always freak out with when we do the Soul's Foundation journey, and when we do the My Way buffet when we're talking about mindset and changing mindset. People always freak out about this. And I don't mean this so literally, but what I would want you to do, this is one of the activities in the soul's journey, and it's like our one-on-one work, and I'm putting a group one together so we could all do it together. But anyway, kind of keep getting sidetracked. I'm so sorry. Write your obituary. And not in the true sense of like you're dead and gone from this earthly realm. Hear me out, because this was really weird. And when I did this, I was journaling, and I didn't even realize that it was like that until I read the journal pages that I had written the night before, because I was so tired. I read them the next morning, and I'm like, sounds like a freaking obituary. What the hell? But journal the old you that you want to let go of. Let go of the old you. Write out those things that like you want, the pieces you want to die away from you, to move away from you. Make sure you write your survival list, how they always write the survivors in the obituary. I even feel funny saying that, but that's, I don't know, really like all, sorry, it was a crystal. Write the things that survived, the good things. Like you kept, like you may have had the shittiest childhood or marriage or an abusive relationship, whatever it may be. Write those things that you want to die, but remember to write the things that survived too. Like, it brought me out that much stronger. Like, I guess it's looking at the bright side of things, finding a positive. Look for the positive in something. There is a positive in everything, even if it's just a lesson learned or it made us tougher or stronger. There are positives in there. Those are the good parts that you want to keep. You want to keep those surviving parts. They were fighters. They fought to stay within you. In all the negative and all the bad, those survival parts taught you lessons, brought you joy, something. You want to keep those parts. Those are good. But don't forget to include your accomplishments. Write down your accomplishments. Where were you a year ago? What have you accomplished in a year? What did you accomplish this week that you didn't think you could ever accomplish? Write down your accomplishments and look at them. Like in an obituary, they always say what the person's accomplishments were, what their hobbies were. Really sit down and write that out. It would be amazing. You don't have to share it with anybody or anything, but it was really, truly an amazing wake-up call for me, and it was quite by accident, honestly, just journaling, just writing to get things out. And it ended up looking like an obituary, so I made it into that in the next page of the journal. Angie Clymer, and put it all on there. Hi, James. I put it all on there. Like, I don't know, maybe someday they can use it. I don't know. No, not really. But, so once you get past doing that, you need to focus on a long-term vision. Like those good parts that you kept, the things that survived, focus on those things. Make a long-term plan as to how you're going to implement those things in your life, how you're going to move forward with those things. Like the good thing that I kept for me in god-awful teenage experiences, the good things that I kept in me was I still saw good in other people. So I never want to give that up. I always want to make a plan and strive and work for keeping that good part active. That's the best way to do it, is to keep it active. And imagine the inevitable. Like, really think about it. Like, every single thing in this world at some point becomes obsolete. When that hit me, it was just like another one of those aha moments. Like, computers become obsolete, phones become obsolete. We want the biggest, better, new, best thing coming up. So why doesn't your belief system become obsolete? I was like, that hit me. I was like, why do I still keep believing that? Why does that hasn't served me for 40 years? Why do I keep hanging on to it? And so what do we do when something's obsolete? We change it. We get something newer, bigger, better, badder, whatever. You can do that with your labels too. You can really do that with your mental, emotional, and physical body. Because remember, when we change our mental mind, everything else changes. So, set yourself up to be able to make those changes. Write a workflow or a work chart if you need to. I don't know. I'm really into writing. I love writing. I do automatic writing. So Spirit loves to write through me. So writing is kind of my thing. So any course or class or journey or offer that you ever take with me, plan on some notebooks, because I have like 100 of them. And file boxes of journals from clear back to 6th grade I started. So they're kind of fun to read later in life. So, but be ready to do the dirty work yourself. Nobody else can do that for you. Nobody else. You can have mentors. You can have heroes or idols or somebody that you pattern your life after or you want to be like. And that's okay to have that, but you have to literally do all of the dirty work yourself. Nobody else can do that for you. Nobody else can dig deep into your soul, knows your feelings, your heart, your wants, your wishes. Nobody else can do that. You have to be willing to do that, because some of this work is really hard. And like I said, those labels don't peel off easy. They've been stuck there for a long time. And when they did start to peel up, we taped them back down or we glued them back down. You absolutely 100% need to know that it's going to be hard work and you need to stay in it for the long haul. And honestly, the more determined you are to move forward through the hard work and the muck and the gross, nasty, yucky feelings that you're going to have, the faster you'll get through them, honestly. If you resist and you don't want to change, you're going to be stuck exactly where you are, where you've always been. And listen to those people that inspire you. Like, that's okay. But you need to get out of that really, like, mental quicksand. That's just pulling you down, that pulls you back. It's like, oh, well, like Tony Robbins. I love his energy. I love Tony Robbins. And I really wish I could be like Tony Robbins, but I'm not Tony Robbins. So I created labels for myself that said, I'm not Tony Robbins. I can't be like that. I can't do that. I can't have energy. And I can't do what he does. Truth is, I can do what he does, and I can have that energy, and I have had that energy. And I know that it didn't get there without him crossing my path and a lot of people crossing my path. But that's just it. Listen to those outside perspectives and take in the things that work for you, but leave the things that don't. Like, you don't have to stay stuck just because you were given a label and you think you need to peel them all off at once. It doesn't have to be that way. Start with something easy, something that's going to be easy for you to let go of. Everybody always says start with the hard stuff and all the rest of the stuff will go away too. I don't know if that's true. That doesn't work for me. And remember, I'm just talking about what my experience is. Like, if you have amazing mentors and they're telling you to do things and it works for you, that's great. And I've had some too, and I've done things that they tell me to do, and it turned out amazing. But it's still like a million little things laying there. If you got rid of this one great big thing, but you have a million little things still deep seated inside of you, you still have a problem. There's still a million little things. So I'd like to get rid of, like, I'm afraid to speak in public, so I'm going to go speak in public. That was easy. Okay, I don't know. I don't like to be seen in public. So, hi, I'm going to walk up to someone and talk to them. Like, you can get rid of those little things. And the more you do those things, the more comfortable you feel, more of that shield, that armor, that wall is chipping away. Those things are going away. So, with that, accept that change is going to happen with or without you. Like I said, things become obsolete. So, things are going to change either with or without you. You can keep up with them. You can choose your attitude along the way, because everything in life changes. Everything is about change. I mean, whether it's good or bad. And honestly, once you get to the mindset and see it from a perspective of, I can choose how to react to this. I can choose my emotions. I can choose my mental state. I have choices. I don't have to stay stuck where they told me to stay. I don't have to be like that. So once you can embrace that and really become and evolve. Oh, Amber, I hope we can tear it down. And really, honestly, feel free to message me anytime. I'm absolutely 100% always here. This group means so much to me. You don't even understand. But it lets me do what I love to do, helping others. So I'll leave that there for a minute. But every life has evolution. Every life evolves. And like I said, it's going to go back to your history. Your history wrote your story. But you get to write your ending. You don't have to stay stuck in that story. You can put a bookmark in it and stay stuck there forever, but eventually you're going to pick up that book and you're going to want to move forward. So everything evolves. Everything becomes obsolete. So let that label go. Do that too. Let that become obsolete. And know that it's going to take time. That's your 10th thing. It's really going to take time. We absolutely did not build a wall or build a shield or put on that survivor armor. We didn't do that overnight. And we're not going to change our labels overnight. And honestly, most of us have so many labels that it's going to take a long time to peel them off. And then it's going to take a long time to ball them up and throw them away and really release them and really get rid of them. But you can do it. Have every faith that you can. And make yourself vulnerable to yourself. Really be really honest with yourself. Really bring out who you are in the quiet times. Find the quiet time. That's so important. Our next workshop is going to be self-love versus self-care. So we'll talk about that more then. But it is so, so important to really have that quiet time, to be able to go inside and have that perspective from looking out from inside, from your eyes. What do you see the world like through your eyes? What do you look like when you look in the mirror? Who do you look like to you? Be super vulnerable. Sorry, I'm trying not to cry. God, I thought I could make it through the whole thing without crying. Just really the true light of who you are, who you want to be. It's such a freeing experience to be able to do that, to just be. Not be anything to anyone, not be anything to yourself. Really, just sit on your bed and cry. Stand in the shower and cry, whatever you have to do, to release those emotions and really get vulnerable and raw with yourself. That is going to be the biggest moving forward point that you've ever experienced in your life. When that true moment comes that you see the raw, real you, you will know that everything in your life is going to change. Because you need, this is the last thing, the 12th thing is to eliminate your sunk cost mindset. You let yourself feel stuck, like you're sinking at every moment. You always sink back into that safe place. You always are stuck and blocked in that energy. Make up your mind that you are worth doing the self-healing work. Make up your mind that it's going to be baby steps. Like when I quit drinking, it's been 2.5 years since I quit drinking, and 1.5 years since I quit smoking. And those were things that really had a death grip on me. Those were my shield, my safety net, the thing I turned to that was going to make me feel better. That was going to make me happy. That 12-pack of beer every single night, that was going to make me happy. But it might have for a lot of years, because apparently I kept doing it. It made me happy on some level, but it didn't fix anything. And the way I did that was mindset. It was all in my mind. I used very conscious language. I didn't say, I'm going to try and quit drinking. I'm going to try and quit smoking. That was never, ever in my vocabulary. I could not use those words because it left it open for me to go right back to it, because trying gives you the option of failure. But if we never try, we'll never know. But I used the very conscious language of, I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a smoker. That closed off the option for failure, because if I don't do it, I can't fail at it, right? And I mean, that worked for me, but I had to really, really get raw with myself and literally fall apart to bring me back together. I had no rock bottom moment to quit drinking. I didn't ever drive drunk. I never drove drinking. I didn't get in a fight with anybody. Nothing happened. I wasn't a falling down drunk. I simply drank every night to forget. But what I needed to do was remember. I needed to remember that somebody else put those labels on me. I needed to remember that I was good. I needed to remember that I'm okay. And I needed to remember that it's okay to not be okay. And once you do that, if you can do it when you're an alcoholic and make it stick for 2.5 years, I think you could use this technique for just about anything. Like, you can change your mindset and you can expand your heart and your life to so much bigger and better than you're experiencing right now by holding on to those labels. I know it's safe to keep those labels because it makes us who we are. It gave us our personality. I get that. I understand that. But it's also okay to change your personality, because remember, obsolete and change, they're given. It's going to happen. So you might as well hang on and enjoy the ride and just kind of go with the flow. No, don't kind of. Just go with the flow. Like, make it your life's mission to break that generational curse. And I only say it's a curse because it's somebody else's life and somebody else's way of thinking. Even if it was good, it's still somebody else's. Build your own life, do your own thing, be you, be what you need to be to make you happy, because you choose happy. Don't let that be in somebody else's hands. Nothing can make you happy. Nobody can make you happy, and you can't make anybody else happy. It's all in what we choose and the perspective and how we choose to look at it. So, with that being said, I'm going to just let you know that I would love it if you guys would invite some people to the group that you think might enjoy this, because it didn't I didn't get to do the Zoom call, so it's not recorded. I can't send it to YouTube where I was going to send it to, but I would love it if you could do that if you think it will help somebody, and I hope it helped you. I know it was kind of long, and we should have maybe taken a break in there, but I want you to know that I do have a lot of services available on SimplyLifeWithAngie.com and SimplyLife.life. One of my favorites was My Way Buffet, and that's been pretty popular because you name your service and you name your price. We get together and we agree on what we can do, and that's been an amazing godsend. I know I joined like so many groups and courses to build a 6-7 figure income or whatever, and it just didn't feel right to me. I would love to do that. That's still one of my goals, but for right now, right here, right now, my number one goal is you. I want to help somebody else build their spiritual journey. I have been so blessed to be able to peel off the labels that were stuck to me for so long. I've been so blessed to be able to change my mindset, run across amazing people that have helped me, and I've had so many amazing experiences with that, but that's not my place. That's not in my heart right now. My heart right now is to help you, to help others. Thank you, Amber. You're one of my inspirations too, you know. But yeah, I just My Way Buffet came to me in a dream, and it's so amazing to talk to the people I've talked to, and they're like, I need this, but everybody else charges like $300 and I can't afford that. And I was like, okay, let's do that for $40. I don't care. Like, you choose what you need and you choose your price. Because I know there was a lot of times going through the bullshit that I went through to get to the point that I am today. And I'm not done by any means. I have a lot more to go. But there were a lot of times that I thought, man, I wish I could afford that. I really like that person. I really like what they're saying, but I don't have $1,000 to work with them. I don't ever want to be that person. I don't ever want to be like that. So, I mean, maybe one day I'll get to the point and somebody will pay me $1,000 to work with me. But for right now, I just want you to know that I am here for you. I'm here in the group, and I know I've been kind of absent lately, but that's going to change. I was trying to get all 12 of my courses from one platform to another. So that was a lot of hard work. My website crashed and I had to redo that. We've had some family issues on both sides of our family, my husband's family too. So there's just things going on and life happens, and I was all upset and worried about it, but it's okay. Everything's working the way it's supposed to be working. So it's all right. But if you guys would check those out, and please, if you're catching this on the replay, just hashtag replay so that I know you saw it. And I plan on doing some more workshops in here. You guys deserve to, I guess you deserve to know what I know. I paid a lot of money to get to know some of these things, so I'd like to share them so you don't have to pay a lot of money to get to know these things too. But anyway, I'll let you go for tonight. I thank you so much for joining me. I know it was kind of long. It went longer than I thought. Sorry about the distracted stuff in the middle, but I wanted to be able to be there for my family too. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I love each and every one of you in this group. You're so amazing. You're such amazing people. I'm super blessed that you've crossed my path, and I hope that you feel the same. I try to be a blessing for you too. But have a super good night. Enjoy your evening, and I will see you again soon. You're so welcome, Erica. Amber, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. But you guys take care. and I will see you soon. Have a good night.